see Miriam now making good work of the rock section. Oh, and just to say that front wheel slipping, and then
she's down.
Proper commentator's curse there.
Well done, Cunning.
She was looking like
you this time.
She looked like she was holding that one straight, and then just you can see just how much there is on this track to catch the riders out.
Yeah, and I said it was bone dry top to bottom, but there are a few sort of springs coming out of the ground here and there, and you can see where that dirt's a bit darker. It's quite slick. The rocks in there earlier in the week, though, were horrendous, and it's full traction, I think, on those rocks. It wouldn't take a lot, I guess, to make those slippery, though, so fingers crossed it won't get too wet this afternoon if we have a downpour. I'd like to see a nice level playing field for the afternoon. So Miriam Ruckty then down through that last wood section. She comes out into the open now, and the course is a little bit shorter this year, Cully. They've moved the finish area up 100 metres. You're going to see a couple of big jumps they've built here over this bridge. It's going to go into pretty much the last tricky left-hander before they drop down two big rock slabs, excuse me. So Ruckty out in the open. Loads of fans here. Packed course, always Mont Sainte. We say first World Cup here. Downhill World Cup here anyway in 1993. Cross-country World Cup coming here since 1991. So Ruckty around that big finish line jump. She goes fourth. 20 seconds back for her with a fall.
Yeah, so a bit of a shame for her. We can see Michaela Gatter in the hot seat currently. So she was punched in qualifying and will be holding that for a little while, I think.
So now, Anita Ager-Wick. Sorry, Cunny, making her way out the start hut. Pretty long course here still, Cunny, isn't it? It's a long, rough ride down here.
Yeah, definitely. The women's qualifier was won by Rachel Atherton with a time of 4:40, so that is a long old time to be riding a course that is this rough. Incredible. And now we see the Norwegian on your screen. Hasn't really been racing more this year than she normally does, actually. Normally, well, for the last few years, she's only really sort of done one, sort of maybe up to 3 races in 2011 was the match she's done in the year before, and so this will be her 3rd race of the season, and only missing 1 round. So really committing a little bit more, so she does it for a lot of the fun of it rather than trying to make a career. But definitely coming in with some good results lately.
And making her way through that middle rock section. Very good chance that'll be where this afternoon's races are won or lost. They come across a small piece there and then fire back into this wood. Quite a difficult entrance into this wood as well, and you see those big drops there. You don't want to be sent too far off and land too flat and heavy, lose speed. And you can see there the impacts, just making that front wheel bounce right off the ground. Big holes everywhere in Mont Sainte. It's one of the classic tracks of the World Cup Series, no doubt about it. Actually, it's been around that long. Even I've raced here on many, many occasions. It was just as hard work back then. So Ager-Wick up onto that big bridge there, goes over the XC course.
You can see coming down under blue skies at the moment, Ager-Wick actually is a world leader in climate change, so hopefully she understands where the weather patterns are around here. Dropping off this last
world leader in climate change.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to go and ask her what's happened to the English summers there. She might be able to throw some light on it. 3rd, 12 seconds back for her. Global warming.
Yeah.
Promised me England would be a tropical island by 2015. I can't see that.
It has been pretty good of late. Just sweeping away.
Yeah. So, Fionn Griffiths, a World Cup veteran. I don't think she'll mind me calling her that. Actually on a budget here. I saw Fionn earlier in the week washing a bike. She's rented a van and she's living in it all week long.
Yeah, and she had a big crash here a few years ago, knocked herself out really badly, hit a bridge actually and her neck actually hit the bridge and had a horrible accident. So she said earlier in the week that she was a little bit tentative on this track. She's got bad memories of that. So hopefully she's been able to overcome that and put in a good run today.
Well, she should have some good memories as well. She was of course the winner here in 2003 and she was actually 2nd here in 2001. So Fionn down those tricky rock slabs there. Hard to break on those. They're all you're sort of off camber across them, and actually a lot easier than it was in practice. They were soaking wet, really slick in practice, and you know, if you went in too hot, very difficult to scrub any speed because breaking on them was a bit of a no-no. Saw a lot of top riders hitting the deck there. So Griffiths safely down now. Just looking like the wheels light over that hole there.
Looking like a good solid run from Fionn here. Really kept her line the whole way through the rough stuff, and that really is a key to this track.
And putting the power down then on this flat part, one of the rare flat parts of this course. Not much pedalling here in Mont Sainte. There's the odd pedal stroke though out of corners, but definitely not what you'd call a pedalling track. So Griffiths now out of that tricky left-hander for the rider. It's a difficult line there, down those 2 rock slabs. And sending the step down, but not the big finish line double. So Griffiths is going to go outside the time of Michaela Gatto, 5.2 back. It's Thea Griffiths' finish. She goes second at the moment. Shake of the head there, probably looking for a bit more. So Tani Seagrave, FMD Racing, Intense Cycles, the youngster from UK. And she's coming in here off the back of a big win, actually, at the IXS, one of the IXS races in Europe, where she beat Emmeline Siegenthaler just a couple of weeks ago. Siegenthaler qualified 5th here as well, and that's why. Look how far she is out in the open section, Cunny.
Looking stylish over there, holding the front wheel up, a little bit of a manual opening into the next section. Tani really learning all the time. Her father was telling me that she's currently running cut spikes in this course, and she ran them at Valmore last weekend, and that's something that she learned from Rachel Atherton, the different conditions that you could use them in. So great that she's picking up all these tips from the other riders and putting them all to good use.
Yeah, she's having a good ride, looking good on these technical sections. Of course, she lives in Mont Sainte, so no lack of good riding for her. And you'd think that would be a big advantage on a course like this, Cunny, because it's so popular there that it's long and rough. It's hard to train for tracks like this, really, that are this long and this physical.
Yeah, there's not many of the tracks like this around the world. That's what makes it so special. And Tani's been riding all sorts of tracks, and her experience in the World Cup circuit is just getting more and more, and she's learning the whole time. Absolutely brilliant.
Good ride from in Andorra with that 7th spot as well. So a quick look at down to the gears. I think nothing too untoward down there. We'll probably see some punches this afternoon. I hate to say it, but it's always known for punches, and it's hard on the bikes here, Connie. Wheels just get smashed.
I've been talking to some of the mechanics, and every time you're talking to them, they seem to have a wheel in their hands, building up a new rim onto it. It's just one of those courses that hammers them. Is she going to go for the big jump? This is it, first girl we've seen go for it.
Yes, with style. So Seagrave over that big finish line double, and she's rewarded with a green light. 6.9 up for Tani Seagrave. That's a great run from her into first place.
Incredible. Not only the first girl we've seen clearing that jump with a load of style and a little bit of turn in the bike.
Yeah, good
absolutely
on her.
Brilliant. So back up to the top, we've got Miriam Nicole now starting out.
The French girl second here last year. And Miriam, of course, one of the big favourites, definitely capable of taking a win. Riding Addiction, Common Cell. Teammate, of course, with Remy Thirion, who took the win in Andorra. Big off that step down there.
And tucking in, getting a bit of pace down into this next
Look at the holes up there, man. So 2.5 up there for Miriam Nicole from France. Looking like a good rider. She can keep it together through this technical rock section she's approaching now. In that fast left. And hard in here, they come in here so hot. Hard to get the brake right as well. Get your speed just right before you enter the woods. Always a popular part of the Mont Sainte crowd. Of course, you can see the crowds always packed in there, pretty much guaranteed some carnage as the afternoon goes on. But Miriam holding a nice straight line through there, Cunny. Couple of pedal strokes there as well.
You can see how tough this course is. The bike just chatting around underneath her, and really tough to hold on to the bikes down this course.
So across the open piste, trying to squash the entrance into here as well. And again off that drop, and another big drop there. Hard on your arms and legs this course as well. These compressions really take it out of you. So she's going to get hard on those pedals now. Pom-pom. And the open. What has she got left in the tank? It's so physical.
It is. You can see at this point the rider's starting to feel it, really sort of lagging a little bit. Hard to get up out that saddle and pedal.
Oh, gets the front wheel over the top of that bridge there, so not going to lose any speed there as well. Through there, that's a tricky turn that she's just done there. We only see the exit of it, but that's all we need to see. So, Miriam Nicole deciding to go around the big double. Seagrave, the only girl we've seen do it. She's going to come down the line. Despite that, she still goes fastest. 2.5 up for Miriam Nicole. So she kept the same gap there from the split down to the bottom. And that's got to be a second or half a second at least to go around that big double.
Definitely, I reckon about a second you're going to be gaining going over that big double. It's not too slow round it, but really it's going to be helping your time, obviously. But now we've got Morgan Share off at the top section of the track. Current world champion, as you can see from the rainbow stripes on her jersey.
So twice on the podium this year so far, Morgan Shah, riding for MS Mondraker. Signed for that team at the start of this year.
And she's up, 1.1 seconds up.
Great ride from her.
Look at that, 59 kilometres an hour through the speed trap.
60k, yeah, nearly 60k. It's a fast track here in Sainte-Anne. Just trying to stay off the brakes as much as you can down those two straights there. Those big jumps actually mean that you probably do need to scrub speed, but carrying great speed into this wood here. Fantastic rider technically, Morgan Shah. And you can see that bike, she's gone wide there. The trouble is, we're going wide there. If you come across that camber on that rock and you can straight line that section, if you don't, you're putting in 2 turns, and that's what we saw Morgan Shah do there on the second turn. The front looked like it pushed, and she had to have a big dab. So definitely lost a bit of time in that wood there, Cunny.
Yeah, shame for her. That you can see just demonstrated how much these straighter lines. Oh, look at that again, getting bucked. That is quite a drop down off that rock, and hard for the small girl to hold on to it. But yeah, as we were saying, you can demonstrate the value of taking the straight lines on a course like that. It may be harder to get onto them. They may quite often be off camber and have obstacles in the way, but it saves you a couple of corners and obviously carries more speed through that section.
So a big hole at the end of those rocks there as well. Safely up onto the top of that bridge. Through that left turn there. Just trying to carry as much speed as she can. Nowhere really to get any pedal strokes in. It's all about entrance speed into that section. Sending that big finish line double. Getting a bit bumped off the end of it. But still, she goes 1.4 back. Morgan Shah goes second here in Mont Sainte-Anne.
I was a bit worried that she didn't have enough speed coming in. She lost a bit in the rock section before that big drop, and just a little bit short on that big double. But now Emily Siegenthaler up at the top.
Riding for Scott Justad Racing then. 4th here in 2012 and 6th in 2011. And Siegenthaler, well, one of the big guns of women's downhill racing. Interesting one. Oh, goes massive off that drop there. Of course, that's where G crashed last year, isn't it?
Yeah, it was that absolutely horrible crash.
Oh, 0.8 up then for Emmeline Siegenthaler. Well, you can see her bike barely in control on that far section down there. It's bouncing around so much. Siegenthaler threading through those rocks. Look at her, just holding a straight line directly into this wood.
Her best results been a couple of 4th places, and she really has the ability to step it up above that and get in the top 3. Yeah, we see her pushing on, and that'll be what her aim is this afternoon, see if she can get into that.
Haven't seen her get onto the podium this year, which is unlike Emmeline Siegenthaler. But she'll be looking to this afternoon. It's looking good so far. Only 4 riders to go after Emmeline Siegenthaler, jumping into the woods here then. What's she got on this lower section?
Looking like she's letting it go on this, really flying off these drops, then that front wheel hold up.
Yeah, we're going to see some high-speed annex through there this afternoon, no question. So out of the open.
Still got a bit of power.
Need to try and stand up and get pedalling as hard as you can, deciding to sit down and just maybe spin those legs out. Down through this, none of this course easy. You can see the bike just getting sent all over the place there. So many big rocks. That's a nice sign, someone's got that. Gets taken off air, mate.
Yeah.
So Siegenthaler jumping over the rock gap there. She's going to go for the big double, safely over it as well. She's going to go green. Siegenthaler goes fastest, 0.329 up. Emmeline Siegenthaler, she goes into the hot seat with 4 to go. Great ride from her, and she knows it.
Jump, it is pretty big, I have to say, and very impressive to see him over it. Now I've got Manon Carpenter up top, coming hot off that 2nd place at the last round in Val Nord. She also had 2nd place at the opening round in Fort William, so on fire this year.
Yeah, definitely on the up. Oh, 4.499 up, nearly 4.5 seconds in. Manon Carpenter is on a great run here this afternoon. And you know what, Cunny, I think, you know, just as she builds in confidence and starts to believe in herself, she's going to get quicker and quicker. And I can tell you that she wasn't that far off the fastest qualifying time, and that she had a huge crash during that qualifying run. So can Carpenter keep it together here on a race run? She's shown us this year with those 2 2nd places, she's got the skills. She can ride under pressure. And Carpenter neat and tidy through that wood, carrying good speed, it looks to me.
Incredible riding from Manon here. Has that style where she just keeps the bike low on the ground and keeps it tracking over the whole way, but not letting it stall her at all. It's absolutely brilliant riding style.
Yes, she has. Very unique, actually. Almost a flat back, aggressive stance for her. 3rd in the overall standings at the moment as well. So a good result today with 2 races to go after this would see her maybe move up those overall standings.
And as you were saying, Rob, she had that crash in practice, in qualifying rather, and I heard that she lost about 6 or 7 seconds, and that was about how far she was back in the qualifying run. So if she's able to hold this run together, that could be enough for her.
Yeah, here she comes in, actually 6 seconds back looking at the screen here in the qualifying run. So, will it be enough? Oh, a little bit sideways off there, going around that big double. She's going to go fastest. Manon Carpenter crosses the line, 4.29. 7.7 seconds up. Well, the bar has been lifted in Mont Sainte-Anne with 3 to go. Florian Pougin, Emmeline Rigaud and Rachel Atherton now are under pressure as we go back to the top for the Justad Scott rider, Florian Pougin.
Yeah, 4.29, what a run. The fastest qualifier was by Rachel Atherton at 4.42. So it really has got a lot quicker. Or Manon has just put in a serious run.
A bit of both, I think. Definitely the course is quicker than it was during training in the week. Like we said, we had big thunderstorms here, and where the course had been turned up and graded, it was some big wet, soft spots. Oh, big off there, though. You can see the riders trying to go over to the right of the track as we look at it. So she's back by 1.7, Pugin, but looking quick down this open section.
You can see her just trying to scrub a little bit of speed off there into these next berms before it dives back into the woods. The Stad Scott rider looking good on the track at the moment, but a little bit back as we saw that first split.
Fourth in the overall standings at the moment, second here in 2011. Holding a nice tight line through his rocky minefield. Oh, going really wide there. Now that should, yep, that did. She's the first girl I think we've seen go all the way over to the right on the entrance to that, and then cutting straight back across that camber. So straight across that rock slab there. Manon certainly went lower than that, so maybe she's made some time up. Looks good from Pugin on this technical bottom part of the course.
This section here really quite tricky. I've watched it in practice, and some of the riders coming in really hot and not able to carry that speed over those couple of drops. So a little bit tentative coming in can really help with the rider's exit speed.
So the French national champion sprinting down here, world ranking number 5. The numbers last year, of course, were their World Cup positions. This year it's the UCI world ranking for this rider. Pugin up on top of that bridge, not looking as quick as some of the other girls actually that have almost got right over it. But let's see what she can do. Gapping down through that rock section as well, squashing off there. Goes over the big double at the end there, but it's not going to be enough. Manon Carpenter stays in the hot seat. Pugin's run, good enough for second, 2.88 back. Well, Manon Carpenter's certainly putting the pressure on. The big 2 left at the top of the hill now. And we're going to start now with Emmeline Rigaud, 27 years old, Lapierre Gravity Republic. 2 times a bike up to speed, then just resting those legs for a split second before she charges back now down towards this. Oh, big rock sending her over to the right there.
I've seen a rider end up in that stream down at the bottom right, so good to hold on to it there coming out of their section, gapping this into the bottom jumps. She's going to go around these. She is going around them, so this
up then. All the pressure on her, but she's been here every time this year, but one, isn't she? Fastest qualifier everywhere except in Valnor, right?
Yeah, absolutely incredible year from Rachel. If you look back over her stats of the season, it's unheard of, really. She's won every single round on the first round in Fort William, second.
Then for Emmeline Siegenthaler. Well, you can see her bike barely in control on that far.
It's unheard of, really. She's won every single round on the first round in Fort William, second round in Val de Sol, and then the third in Valnor. So incredible form she's on at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. The form of her life, as is her brother. So railing those big bank turns there, Rachel Atherton, 2 times a winner here, 08 and last year. And Atherton looking quick. Split is going to tell us though.
Oh no, she's 10 seconds back.
So she's had a problem. Well, we don't know what. I'd imagine she's been off. Well, Rachel Atherton's winning streak is coming to a halt here in Mont Sainte, Cunny.
Yeah,
and Emmeline Rigaud, well, congratulations to her taking her first win of 2013.
Yeah, I don't think Rachel's going to be pulling that one back, is she?
That would be a miracle. Oh, she goes down.
Oh,
maybe again as well. That looked big as well. Well, so easily done there. She just put the front wheel into one of those steps of rock and she went out the front door. She's up, thankfully. But, well, Rachel Atherton, got to say, just one of those days, Cunny.
Yeah, that was a nasty one.
Can't win them all. It's not like Emmeline knows she's won yet.
She's obviously had an issue further up the track and then maybe taking her concentration off a little bit, and we'll see here now coming into section, and this looks like it'll be a second crash. Like dancing around. Looking alright so far, but then...
Literally that step there just stopping her dead. Whoa,
yeah.
Wow. Well, that shows, I think, just how difficult that rock section is. It's, you know, I walked it. It's really insanely difficult. It's hard. There's not much grip on the rocks either. Unlocked now. Can these girls now grow in confidence? Rachel isn't invincible. You know what I mean? She can be beaten.
She was looking invincible, wasn't she?
Today perhaps she beat herself, but there you go. Fionn Griffiths down there in 9th, Jessica Stone 10th, Rachel Atherton in 12th. So there's your top 3 from today. Rigaud, Manon Carpenter, Florian Pugin. 2 French separated by the English girl there.
Yeah,
on the left.
And great to see these women races coming on. The category is just getting stronger and stronger at the moment. This weekend we've been following around Michaela Gatto for the Guts Behind the Glory series, and it's good to see that there's so many women out there giving it their all on the circuit.
Well, it's also made the overall World Cup standings a bit more interesting as well. Rachel Atherton now well, under a bit of pressure there from Emmeline Rago after that.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to wrap it up maybe at the next round, but I think it's going to go all the way down now. So,
watched it in practice, and some of the riding
insanely difficult. It's hard. It does not.